They're suing me for something I didn't do. It's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis canceled.
You know, they just decided to pull the plug.
Tab 3, Jake Paul just got sued by Gervonta Davis. After canceling the fight, Jake Paul just got hit with a lawsuit by Gervonta Tank Davis. And this isn't just another boxing story. This is about pride, money, and a reputation on the line, all collapsing in real time. What was supposed to be the dream matchup of the year has spiraled into one of the ugliest, most humiliating sagas in modern boxing.
So that fight that was supposed to go down with Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis in Miami on November 14th is not happening. It has been canceled officially.
Months ago, fans were buzzing with anticipation. Jake Paul, the brash, loudmouthed YouTuber turned boxer who promised to disrupt the sport, was scheduled to square off against Gervonta Davis, one of the most feared punchers alive. Netflix was backing it, millions were at stake, and the world was ready for a fight that promised to blur the line between sports and spectacle, hype and havoc.
Because you have someone that we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing.
Then it all imploded. Posters were printed, cameras were rolling, contracts were signed, and suddenly canceled. Just like that, it vanished into thin air. Jake Paul took to social media to announce what he claimed was a heroic decision.
One of the most feared punchers in the sport of boxing. He's got a 93% knockout percentage. That's one of the best among current world champions.
He called Gervonta a walking piece of garbage, accused him of abuse, and said Netflix had pulled the plug on the fight. According to Jake, his company champions women, and he could not in good conscience give Tank a platform. The delivery, the timing, the theatrics, everything was crafted to make Jake look like the moral hero walking away from evil, and for a fleeting moment, it worked.
Gervonta Tank Davis team fights back after Jake Paul canceled the fight, went on a tirade.
But the applause didn't last long. The cheers faded, replaced by whispers that grew louder with every passing hour. It started subtly from people close to the promotion, then swelled from Tank's camp and soon spread through seasoned boxing insiders who had seen PR smokescreens like this 1,000 times.
I never let myself go there. You know, I'm a fierce competitor.
Tank's team is now fighting back, and they're stating that Netflix did not, in fact, cancel the bout.
The story Jake Paul had painstakingly built didn't add up. Netflix never canceled anything. According to Gervonta's coach, Kenny Ellis, the fight was still on. Jake got scared, Ellis said, blunt, concise, and damning. One sentence, and the entire moral crusade collapsed. The narrative of courage and principle shattered. This wasn't morality, it was fear wrapped in a cloak of virtue.
He has made a significant impact on the sport of boxing. He has certainly brought new eyes to the sport. He's done so much in uplifting women's boxing.
And then came the whispers about weight. The contract mandated 195 pounds, but insiders claimed Jake wasn't remotely close. Sluggish, drained, out of shape, the man who built his brand on bravado suddenly looked vulnerable, exposed. Meanwhile, Tank was evolving into a sharpened weapon, faster, leaner, more lethal with each passing day. As fight night approached, it became obvious to anyone paying attention. Jake Paul might have been walking straight into a knockout. Ellis didn't soften the blow. Netflix didn't cancel. Jake Paul did. He was scared. Brutal, simple, explosive.
They called Gervonta Davis the Tank for a reason. He only needs one shot to end the entire night.
Davis, big straight left, down goes Gamble.
Fans began asking questions they had avoided before. If this was truly about morals, why had Jake fought Mike Tyson, a man who served time in prison? Why Mike Perry with multiple domestic abuse allegations? Why was Gervonta suddenly the line in the sand, the exception to every previous fight?
Jake fought a guy who was his age and was also considered a boxer, and he lost.
It just pisses me the fuck off. And then
you're good. Take a break.
Suddenly, Jake's moral high ground looked less like courage and more like a smokescreen for panic. Every tweet, every Instagram post, every staged statement designed to save face was exposed as what it was: damage control. Fans began connecting the dots. The standing up for women speech? A PR shield. The moral outrage? A perfectly timed exit strategy. Fear had driven the narrative, and Jake had tried to dress it up as virtue. But as Ellis's words sank in, the truth was undeniable. Jake Paul wasn't stepping away from morality. He was running from a fight he knew he couldn't win, and the world was finally seeing behind the curtain.
Jake Paul took that and ran with it and then used it as a catalyst to stain Tank's name but not have to fight him.
By that point, Jake's reputation was at stake. He wasn't facing washed-up athletes anymore. He was stepping into the ring with a real threat, a world-class knockout artist who doesn't play for clicks or viral moments. The PR narrative flipped. Jake wasn't scared. He was standing up for women. He wasn't quitting. He was taking a stand. It worked, temporarily, but now it's coming back to haunt him.
I believe that he was making the money he says he's making. Showtime Boxing wouldn't have gone out of business, and Showtime would have made sure they kept paying him.
Gervonta Davis isn't letting this slide. He's suing Jake Paul for defamation and breach of contract, claiming that Jake's lies caused severe reputational and financial damage. According to the lawsuit, Jake's moral crusade wasn't naive or accidental. It was deliberate. If Team Davis proves Netflix never canceled, Jake could be liable for millions.
What else to say? I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank account. My company champions women. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly to the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP, and to my team who worked so hard.
Coach Ellis made his position clear. Jake wasn't defending women. He was defending his record. Brutal. He didn't stop there, calling Jake's championing women's speech a smokescreen, a PR stunt masquerading as morality. Screenshots and old interviews reinforced the narrative. Jake was panicked, out of depth, and desperately searching for a way out.
Ring Magazine. Jake Paul admits he's scared and losing sleep over a Gervonta Davis fight.
Then came the Netflix twist. Internet investigators noticed something glaring. Netflix never confirmed canceling the event. No press release, no statement. Logos were still on promotional material days after Jake's tweet. If Netflix had truly backed out, wouldn't they have removed their branding immediately? Their silence spoke volumes. Tank's team pounced. Netflix didn't cancel anything. Jake used their name as a shield. The timeline confirmed it. Jake announced the cancellation before any official statement. Netflix never blinked. Jake had spoken for them.
Jake Paul, the contracted weight is 195 pounds. I bet if he were to get on a scale today that he's nowhere near the fight weight. It's so many games being played.
That's the heart of the lawsuit. Jake Paul didn't just back out. He publicly defamed Tank, claiming moral superiority while implying Netflix forced the cancellation. This was career sabotage. The fight purse, sponsorship deals, promotional rights, all part of the financial fallout. Tank's lawyers argue that Jake detonated a business ecosystem to protect his ego and avoid accountability. Behind the scenes, Jake's team scrambled, but this isn't a YouTube controversy that can be deleted. This is the courtroom, where facts replace followers and receipts replace light.
Pull the fight, so don't blame Gervonta Davis accusations. Jake Paul has a far worse track record. Jake Paul backed out.
Hypocrisy cuts deepest. Jake's moral high ground is crumbling. He claimed he refused to platform abusers, yet fought Tyson, Perry, and others with equally controversial pasts. Ego called it bluntly. The timing was too convenient. The second Jake realized he couldn't control the fight, he found a reason to cancel it. Tank's team added, he knew about our guy's past when he signed. Why act shocked now? They're right. He wasn't blindsided. He was cornered.
It was Jake Paul who found a scapegoat kind of and an exit strategy and got to moving.
Jake Paul, the man who built an empire on chaos, self-promotion, and the art of spectacle, suddenly decided to play saint when the stakes were real. He marketed violence for profit, sold pay-per-view fights with bravado, and turned insults into cash. Yet when faced with Gervonta Davis, a legitimate world-class knockout artist, he claimed moral superiority. It's the oldest PR trick in the book. If you can't win, change the story. And that's exactly what he did. Fear became principle. Retreat became a moral crusade. What was spun as courage was, in reality, a calculated escape, and calculated escapes, under scrutiny, rarely look heroic.
He's paying the beater.
Oh shit, you're right. God.
Boxing analyst ego cut through the hype with brutal clarity. If boxing banned everyone with a criminal record, there'd be no boxing left. Boxing isn't about saints, it's about survivors. Legends like Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Andre Ward, and Floyd Mayweather didn't emerge from virtue. They emerged from chaos, poverty, and conflict. The ring forgives mistakes, miscalculations, and moral ambiguity. The courtroom does not.
With Jake,
That
it's
bullshit.
consensual. That's the thing. Is Jake, it's consensual. Two consensual parties,
Well,
two
you didn't
women.
say that word.
No, I'm saying it's consensual. I'm saying these two women.
So
came
he
together.
paid women to beat on each other.
Exactly.
Got you.
Jake's sudden act of moral courage, his platforming of virtue over violence, looked entirely out of place. Hollywood theatrics have no home in a sport built on grit, blood, and raw, unpolished reality. Fans saw it. Fighters saw it. Everyone with eyes saw through it.
Also, I was thinking too, maybe Tank isn't used to being the B-side of a fight.
B-side. So everybody's working around his schedule, and now
Yeah, when you the A-side, you get to dictate things, you pick who you want, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he's not used to being the B-side.
Jake Paul was built for the camera, not the corner. Real fighters face adversity head on. They don't sermonize contracts or stage moral withdrawals. They fight. And now Jake Paul faces an opponent his social media persona cannot shield him from accountability.
That's the thing. Is Jake, it's consensual. Two consensual parties,
Well,
two
you didn't
women.
say that word.
No, I'm saying it's consensual. I'm saying these two women.
So
came
he paid
together.
women to beat on each other.
Exactly.
Every brand that once associated with Jake is calculating exposure risk. The moral hero? Gone. Maverick aura? Gone. Jake Paul might have dodged Gervonta's punches in the ring, but there's no ring here. No referee. No cheering audience. Just lawyers, contracts, evidence, and the cold, merciless glare of the truth. If the court sides with Tank's team, the financial damages alone could reach into the millions. Beyond that, it's the reputational knockout that hits hardest. The social media persona of fearless bravado is powerless under oath. The narrative of courage is stripped bare when confronted with proof of fear and fabrication. The most unavoidable question isn't whether Jake lied, it's why. Was it ever about morals, or was it about fear? Fear of being exposed, fear of losing, fear of standing toe-to-toe with a legitimate fighter who could, with one clean shot, shatter the image he carefully built.